Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasaji Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Radha Shyama Sundara, Radha Shyama Sundara, Radhe Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Mashtatra Shata BBT ISKCON founder Acharya His loving divine grace Maha Jagat Guru Shishimat Abhay Charanara Vinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Si Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasa Jagora Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shad Goswamis of Vrindavana Ki Jai Shri Rupa Shri Sanatana Shri Raghunatha Bhatta Shri Raghunatha Dasa Shri Jiva Shri Gopala Bhatta Goswami Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai Shri Vrajabhumi Shri Vrindavana Dhama Ki Jai Shri Mathura Dhama Ki Jai Shri Navadvipa Mayapur Dhama Ki Jai Shri Ayodhya Dhama Ki Jai Shri Dwarka Dhama Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Vrinda Devi Ki Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtana Yagya Ki Jai Kali Yuga Dharma Shri Harinama Sankirtana Yagya Ki Jai Transcendental Book Distribution of Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to the assembly of devotees. All glories to the assembly of devotees. All glories to the assembly of devotees. All glories to Shishiguru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaratkari Jaya Girivaratkari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaratkari Jaya Girivaratkari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim sarasvatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet nashta prayashva badreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki mukam karoti vachalam pangum lahayate girim yat kripatamaham vande shigurum dinatarinam mukam karotva karayan sabara smarane pangushilangyan hadehi taragane Shri Chaitanya Simhira Navadvipa Avatara Simhagriva Simhavirya Simhira Hunkara Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Jvalantam Sarvatomukham Nrisimham Vishanam Badram Rityum Rityum Namamyaham Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I didn't see you so long time. More than 8 months I was outside of India, in Islamic countries. Quite heavy situation there. But Krishna sends us whatever he likes. Through the Guru, we are getting order and we should go. Not just sit in Vrindavan, enjoy spiritual life here, but we should also give chance to other people. So many people dying. In Iraq, they said more than 1 million people died in Iraq due to this local revolution going on. And so many things going on. In my country have a boundary with Iraq, very close to Iran, Iraq. Afghanistan, we have Afghanistan just next. Very heavy situation. Also this war between Russia and Ukraine, even it goes on the Europe side, but nevertheless it makes so much influence. So we can see that our planet is very small actually. It is not big. There's so many oceans, so many continents, so many big cities, countries, but actually it is very compact, very small. And whatever goes in some place immediately influences to others, even far from them. Like if you have some small pain on your small finger, whole body reacts. So the same thing. So today we will discuss the most confidential knowledge. I'm very afraid of this chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. It's the highest, the peak of knowledge, Raja Guhyam. Guhyam means covered. Krishna not gives to everybody this Guhyam knowledge, Raja Vidyam. Why? It's dangerous. How you can give to criminal the knife? The same knife works differently. You can give to householders on the kitchen, they cut the fruits, vegetables, prepare prasadam for Kṛṣṇa. You see? And the same knife on the surgery in hospital. They make surgery operation, cut the tumor or something from the body. So also good use of the knife. But how you will give criminal such very dangerous weapon? He can go on the street and kill somebody for some 100 rupees. You see? That's why this Guhyam, in the beginning, just in 9.1, you already read it. What Krishna says, Krishna very clever. He knows everything. He has supreme brain. His brain is supreme. And our brain is very tiny. We never ever will be understand Krishna. It's impossible. How these tiny things can understand something? That, for example, ant cannot understand who is the elephant. Even on his crawling on his elephant's body, he thinks, what is it? A big desert, this elephant. To see elephant, you should go far. from elephant, and then you will see that this is elephant. So in 9.1, Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan uvacha idam tu te guhyatamam pravikshyami na sūyate jnanam vijnana sahitam yajgyatva mokshaye subhat. Mokshase subhat. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, because you are never, never envious to me. You see, everybody envious to Krishna. Everybody, even child, he not understands. And in a very elderly man who is going to die just tomorrow, today, tomorrow, he also envious to Krishna. We also envious to Krishna. In different portions, somebody more, somebody less, but everybody wants to occupy Krishna's position. You see? I am very surprised when I am preaching. I meet such people, scientists. Mostly I am preaching in scientific circles. I have scientific background, so I'm preaching for scientists. I'm PhD in nuclear physics. So I'm preaching for such people like-minded who know quantum physics, this, that, Sputniks, cosmos, and everything. No, it is more difficult to preach to them than to somebody who pastors cow in the mountains. Simple person, he cannot write, he cannot read. It is better to preach to such person. His brain is more clear. Simple, simple. Simplicity is very good quality. One of the quality of pure devotion, Kevala Bhakti. Simplicity. Not complicate something that you imagine. No, this is not our way. In Bhakti, pure Bhakti, Kevala Bhakti, we need simplicity. This is one of the best quality of a pure devotee. And he said then, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization. So he gave to Arjuna not only knowledge, but practical application. Immediately he gave, ready one. So Arjuna no need to go experience something. Because we are doing something, we need experience. And they're saying the full person, no knowledge, full person, wants experience himself. He goes, he wants to fall down, makes this some pain on his head, on his legs. Then he will, oh, I should not go there. It is dangerous. But intelligent person makes experience on the other's experience. So, oh, he went there and something happened, I will not go there. You see? But Krishna, because Arjuna very dear to him, he's a very dear devotee, he immediately gave to him the most confidential knowledge plus realization, practical realization. Arjuna, don't do this, don't do this, do that. Arjuna in very good position. I can be envious to Arjuna also, you see, because he got, but he worked very hard to get this position. And then he said, knowing which knowledge and realization, you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. Everybody is suffering in this material, even rich people. Maybe somebody has $1 million, $1 trillion somewhere in the bank. Beautiful, nice wife, nice children, house. People on the West, they have their own airplane. They're not going to the airplane like us. I'm buying now ticket to Calcutta. No, they have their own airplane, a helicopter. Now this in Europe, people buying islands in the ocean. Some island. He paid money, he has his own island, he has his own helicopter, he has his own airplane. So they're living in such a way, you see. But there is no relief from miseries of material life. There is no relief. Because what? Srila Prabhupada said, this is not our concern. Have money, be rich, be comfortable, situated in this. No, this is useless endeavor, Srila Prabhupada said. To adjust material condition in such a way that you are comfortably situated in this material world, useless endeavor, Srila Prabhupada said. You just waste time, waste of time. Because what? Because we have birth, death, old age and disease. These 4 principles with which we need to work. So also, if in the beginning, first chapter goes like introductory chapter in Bhagavad-gītā, and second, third canto just gives a glimpse on devotional service. And 6 and 7 is enlightening, giving light, giving some knowledge. And it enlightening, and person who understands this 6, 7 chapter becomes much more feeling good, better. Oh, if I will do this, so nice things coming. I'm feeling much better. But this 9th chapter, this is peak, the middle of the book, it's most confidential knowledge, which could be understood by everyone. You can ask, why is this you are saying this knowledge can be get? This is written every day. 1 million books we are selling. Bhagavad-gītā. It's marathon. Even they increasing. Sell more. This is good. But not everybody will understand. Because provision of mind, Kṛṣṇa not gives the ability to understand. You can understand only according to your ability, some level of surrender. Surrender to whom? To Kṛṣṇa. As much as you surrender to Kṛṣṇa, so much you will get. So this is business. Kṛṣṇa doing business with us. As you surrender, I will give you same. No, he's teaching us. You want more to know about me? Please surrender more. Do something more. I will give you. I will not cheat you. I will give you. But surrender more. And this process goes. And in this chapter, by giving Arjuna this, the most confidential knowledge, he uplifts Arjuna on higher level of devotion to him, to himself. So this Bhagavad-gītā is very tricky book, very tricky. So many, in scientific circle, I saw so many people, scholars, they know by heart Bhagavad-gītā. Not us, like us. You tell 9.10, immediately he will tell, this shloka. But no understanding. This is like parrot, you see? Parrot also can recite the shlokas, but the understanding is not there. So today we are on text 10 in the chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge. Mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ sūyate sa-carā-acaram hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. We will once together with them. Mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ sūyate sa-carā-acaram hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. Mayā, by me, adhyakṣeṇa, by superintendence, prakṛtiḥ, material nature, sūyate, manifest, sa, both, cara-acaram, the moving and the moving, and non-moving, hetunā, for the reason, anena, this, kaunteya, O son of Kuntī, jagat, the cosmic manifestation, viparivartate, is working. This material nature, which is one of my energies. Okay, you can repeat. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction. O son of Kuntī, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay-charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It is clearly stated here that the Supreme Lord, although aloof from all the activities of the material world, remains the Supreme Director. The Supreme Lord is the Supreme Will and the background of this material manifestation, but the management is being conducted by material nature. Kṛṣṇa also states in Bhagavad-gītā that all of the living entities in different forms and species, I am the Father. The Father gives seeds to the womb of the mother for the child, and similarly, the Supreme Lord, by His mere glance, injects all the living entities into the womb of material nature, and they come out in their different forms and species of life, according to their last desires and activities. All these living entities, although born under the glance of the Supreme Lord, take their different bodies according to their past deeds and desire. So the Lord is not directly attached to this material creation. He simply glances over material nature. Material nature is thus activated, and everything is created immediately. Because He glances over material nature, there is undoubtedly activity on the part of the Supreme Lord. But He has nothing to do with the manifestation of the material world directly. This example is given in the smṛti. When there is a fragrant flower before someone, the fragrance is touched by the smelling power of the person. Yet, the smelling and the flower are detached from one another. There is a similar connection between the material world and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, He has nothing to do with this material world, but He creates by His glance and ordains. In summary, material nature, without the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, cannot do anything. Yet, the Supreme Personality is detached from all material activities. Okay. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Nayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shiguro Shri Yutapadakamalam Shigurun Vaishnamam Sha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam He Kṛṣṇa Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagat Pate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Ratha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavani Ishvari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamani Hari Priya Vanchakalpaturubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Pacitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Hare Kṛṣṇa. Yes, this is very interesting verse in which Kṛṣṇa opens the most intimate secret to Arjuna. He said that this material nature, which one of my energies, Kṛṣṇa is a person, personal. You can see Kṛṣṇa in His spiritual form. Just now we cannot, because our eyes is blind. We cannot see the spiritual world. His form is spiritual. That's why we cannot see now by our material eyes. Just even to Arjuna, when he wanted to see the Virat Rup of Kṛṣṇa, he gave special eyes to Arjuna. And Arjuna is Arya. He very much advanced devotee of Lord. And nevertheless, he had no eyes to see Virat Rup. And Virat Rup is the material manifestation of the Lord. But to see the spiritual form, it is very difficult. So Srila Prabhupada gave lecture on this same verse 9.10, the most confidential knowledge, in New York, 25th November 1966. He just started the movement of Krishna consciousness. Yeah, it was very, but Srila Prabhupada heavy, especially in the beginning. He was very heavy. He was very heavy. So he says, we are concerned about so many things. How I will get money, how I will build house, how I will marry, I will get a nice family and some post on my work position, and how I will nicely live my life. But Srila Prabhupada said, this is not our concern. And what is our concern? Our concern is how get out of this material world. So again, to make adjustment of material energy, we can do this. Situate your body comfortably in this material. Possible. But it uses endeavor. At the end of your life, what is it? You will just leave the body and get new one again. This is going on again and again. And it goes automatically. All the processes is already done. And Kṛṣṇa not involve himself in this activity. And who is prakṛtiḥ? Material nature. This is part of material nature outside, and this also, this is part, just small part of material nature. And it is material nature. It exists for some times, and then it will be annihilated. We have some 4 pralayas, 4 types of pralaya. We have small pralayas when Lord Brahma goes to sleep. When he goes to sleep, everything is dissolved. Whatever he built, his secondary by creator, but everything was dissolved. And he opens morning time eyes, everything under the water again. You see? So material nature, it exists sometimes and then goes to avyakta, to unmanifested stage. But there is, she's non-permanent, but there is a permanent part of that material nature. And Srila Prabhupada said, this is our goal. Just get out, rid of this material nature and get to that permanent nature. And how to go there? What's the process? He said, this is process to transfer yourself into that eternal place called sanatana dharma. From Bhagavad-gītā, from the beginning, we know there are 5 items. There are God, Kṛṣṇa. There are living beings, we are. There is a prakṛtiḥ, material nature, and time. These are fixed and they are living. They are living, they have life. But work, karma is non-permanent. So this, out of these 4, God, living beings, material nature, and the time. Yeah, they're permanent. Time is available even in the Golok Vrindavana, but works differently than here. But nevertheless, even in Golok Vrindavana, there is a time, and Kṛṣṇa plays with it, different tricks with gopis, gopas. So he plays. So in Bhagavad-gītā 8.20, Srila Prabhupada brings this point. Parastasmatu bhavonyo vyakta avyakta sanatanaha yah sasarveshu bhuteshu nasyatstu na vinashayat. Yet there is another unmanifested nature. It exists always. Always. Even now, even pralaya goes, everything under the water, no one living being resists. It always there. Even now, it is there. And it's going on this own way, own laws, own leelas, everything, life is going on. Some living beings which are free from this material nature, they're living there. You see? It's just nearby us. But how to get there? How to get? And Srila Prabhupada gives answer for this. Yet there is another unmanifested nature which is eternal and transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. Even in this manifested matter, material, there is some unmanifested part. You see? When the pralaya goes, this all what you see will go away under the water, for example. But in this kalpa, the end of whole creation will be through the fire. Last kalpa was under the water. Everything goes under the water. But this time, everything will die from the fire, which will come out of the mouth of Ananta Shesh. You see? Ananta Shesh is there just on the shore of causal ocean, Karana ocean. He stays. And he keeps on his head all these 14 planetary systems. And our planet is just very small, like small dust on his head. And he looks like this. It's heavy. He stays just on the ocean, nearby ocean. And he keeps all these material planets and systems on his head. It's heavy. He makes some endeavor to keep it. And he looks there, and what he sees, what's the living being doing? Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Huh? And he does such endeavor to keep this, that we can enjoy. And he's waiting. When these living beings will come to the consciousness and will think, why I am suffering in this material world? Why? What's the reason? Why I am dying? I don't want to die. I don't want to be diseased. I don't take new birth. But again, this repeatedly comes. Why? Until the human being doesn't comes to this point and asks them himself, why I am suffering? He's not human being at all. So he said, it is this about this nature, unmanifested nature. He said, it is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. And process to transfer yourself into that eternal place is sanatana dharma. Sanatana means eternal. And dharma means occupation. You're doing work. So it means eternal occupation. Eternal work. You see, everything, alive or not alive, has its dharma. For example, dharma of sugar, to be sweet. If it is not sweet, we don't know what is it. It's not sugar anymore. Or salt should be salty. Water should be liquid. No, we have ice also, but actually water should be liquid. If they have no this quality, no this dharma, so they are different, something another. And what's the dharma of human being? We have 8,400,000 species of life. Krishna created them simultaneously in this world. And human being is the highest form of species of life because he has intelligence in difference with the animals. Animals cannot understand God. They cannot understand that Kṛṣṇa is the most attractive person. But then he was pasturing cows in Golok Vrindavana, and each cow considered him as her calf. They have vatsalya ras between, you see. But those cows, Surabhi cows, is different from our cows, also material cows, you see. So, in this way, until the human being asks himself, why I am suffering, he's just pashugna, two-legged animal. Two-legged animal. Srila Prabhupada said he's very heavy sometimes. So in this word there is adhyakṣeṇa, means superintendence. Prakriti means material nature. Sūyate, producing. Cara-acaram, moving and non-moving. So by the order of Kṛṣṇa, he gives order to his energy. This is low energy. Para and apara, we have two kinds of energies. But this is lower energy, material energy. And he gives it order. You will produce these moving and non-moving entities again and again, again and again. But he himself controls this energy. Kṛṣṇa himself is personal, he is person. But energy impersonal. That's why Kṛṣṇa is saying, I am everywhere. In every stone, in every dust, everything, in every living being's heart, I'm available. But at the same time, I'm aloof. I'm outside. You see? How it's possible? As Srila Prabhupada says, it's very simple. Kṛṣṇa is a person only where his devotees, his very dear devotees. He only communicates with his only dear devotees. And in other stuff, this is just energy, impersonal energy. And if we are not devotee, we are not worshipping Kṛṣṇa, we are not thinking of him, we are not speaking, or just now we are doing this sadhu sangha, we are sharing our knowledge with each other, speaking about Kṛṣṇa. Then Kṛṣṇa is here and in our heart. But if we engage in some material activity, Kṛṣṇa disappears. Only his energy is there, and it's giving you some nourishment that we will not die immediately, but giving food, giving water, food, and pran, so we can somehow resist to this material nature. So, in this it means there is three eternals: Kṛṣṇa, living beings, and eternal occupation. To this we should catch. Kṛṣṇa is eternal, living beings we are also eternal. And eternal occupation, dharma, our dharma, is also eternal. Everybody has his own dharma. We should follow to it. If you're not following, you are not anymore the living being, something else. You see? These very strict rules. And he said that this material nature keeps us in very strict, stringent laws. You cannot move from that. You can do only this, what she put you in some stringent, very narrow paths. From birth, death. Old age, disease between. You see? You cannot do. You cannot change anything. You cannot change the time of your death. You cannot. But I know some people here in Vrindavan. One lady. Doctor said 3 months to her to live. She's devotee, very good devotee. And 3 months, she had tumor in brain. She was just dying. I did her massage. once. And you see, she's European, she's from Australia. And she never left Vrindavan after that. She was living here, now she's living 20 years after that. She didn't do operation. She said no. She didn't do operation. And she lives, but she never leaves Vrindavana. She not goes even to Govardhan. She not goes out to Mathura or somewhere else. She only lives in Vrindavan. She started to write very nice books, do some devotional service. She gives classes online and worships Tulsi. So many Tulsi she put everywhere and looks for cow. And 20 years she lives. So this is, so we have three eternals we should catch. Kṛṣṇa, living being, and eternal occupation. If you think at the time of your death, when you're living body, about these three eternals, about Kṛṣṇa, about yourself, that you are devotee of Kṛṣṇa, you are part and parcel of Kṛṣṇa, your soul, Atma, Jiva Atma, and you will think about your eternal occupation, then you are at once, Srila Prabhupada said, at once you will be transferred to this eternal Sanatana Dhamma immediately. And Srila Prabhupada said, it is very easy. It is very easy thing. No requires any Sputnik to go there, he said. Yeah. If you try for millions and billions of years with the force of air and mind, with your Sputnik to reach the Sanatana Dhamma, useless endeavor. Are people thinking about this, scientists? Oh, we can create such Sputnik, such spaceship, so we will go very far, we will reach some other planets, we will occupy their longer life, this, that, so about this going on. And very interesting things, again, the scientists, Srila Prabhupada said, even in this material world, so many nice things coming. Sometimes we didn't know, for example, in Africa, or America, Mexico, or somewhere else, some beautiful flower or some very nice fruit coming or something, which we never saw. Very beautiful. Who did this? Who did this flower? It has such beautiful color and its leaves so symmetrical. If you, for example, artist, you can do some painting of this, but if you're best artist, anyway you will do some mistakes somewhere. But Kṛṣṇa never does mistakes. But he not himself comes and every leaf or flower he paints. No. This automatically coming. But automatically coming doesn't mean that no brain behind it. Scientists, they saying no God. No God. They thinking the material nature is a God. Material nature. Material nature makes it automatically works. No. But somebody should make this flower of this form and this color. And this fruit of something, or so many beautiful, beautiful animals. We even didn't know, never saw them. Who did all this stuff? And Srila Prabhupada said, of course, if somebody thinks that there is no supreme brain, it means he's asura, asur, less intelligent person. And less intelligent person, he cannot, he said, calculate. He cannot calculate. His brain doesn't work, no provision, no the ability of brain to work, to understand. But we accept that we will never ever understand Kṛṣṇa, this supreme absolute truth. But he allows to his pure devotee enter into his life, into his consciousness, to connect with his consciousness, and then to understand his leelas, the highest form of leelas. Srila Prabhupada, the example of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So, Shri Krishna says here, under my superintendence, mayādhyakṣeṇa. So, under my superintendence. So, we have to accept it. Srila Prabhupada said, we should accept it. Our life also goes up under the superintendence of Kṛṣṇa. If we will be ready, simply accept the control of Kṛṣṇa, everything will be excellent in our life. Just now, allow Kṛṣṇa to control you, and don't go to the independence. Oh, I will decide myself. No, you ask Kṛṣṇa, and if Kṛṣṇa controls you, everything will be excellent. So, there was very interesting stuff. Srila Prabhupada said, so you got your life. Everybody has his own life. Huh? Everybody got life from Kṛṣṇa. If you like, you can have your life eternal. You want to be eternal life? To live eternal life? Everybody wants? Never die, never take birth again, never suffering. Always healthy, good-looking, fresh, useful. Everybody wants, huh? So he said, if you want this, without any birth and death, just you must get out, rid of this material nature, out of this material nature. So God creates and annihilates. Nachamam tani karmani nibathanach dananjaya udasinach udasinavat asinam asaktam teshu karmasu. All this world is going on automatically under the guidance of material nature. So there is no concern about it. We should be not concerned about it. Scientists are just trying to learn about this process. They're wasting whole life. No need of it goes automatically. This flower will again and again come in the same way. This leaf will be like symmetrical. This animal will be, this species of life, they will not change, never. It will come again and again, again and again, every kalpa. So, he said, all nature, flower, nature of flower, created by Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Kṛṣṇa. No, this is from Madhya Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Parasya Shaktir vividhaiva sūyate swabhaviki jnana bala kriyacha. By power of Kṛṣṇa, everything created by power of Kṛṣṇa. And if we will just accept it, that we have nothing to do with this material nature. It created already by Kṛṣṇa and ruled by his energy. To him he's ordering to look after us. So when we accept this, we are accepting the control of Kṛṣṇa. This is very heavy, because we want to be independent. We want to decide ourselves what I should do, what I will eat, what I will do with my life. We are thinking ourselves. And then Srila Prabhupada said, everywhere, Kṛṣṇa is everywhere. But when there is no devotee, he is not there. Kṛṣṇa is everywhere, anywhere, everything, in everything. But if there is no devotee, Kṛṣṇa is not there. But how? If Kṛṣṇa is not there, we will die, because he's keeping our pran. We need him. But he said, there is just his energy, and energy is impersonal. Just now in our heart, impersonal energy, not Kṛṣṇa himself sitting in our heart. If he would sit there, we will be not here actually. We will be immediately change our place. Energy is impersonal. And some of them, people saying that, why I should worship to Archa Vigraha? Why I should not directly worship the spiritual form of Kṛṣṇa? Srila Prabhupada said, many of people giving me this question. He said, but you have the eyes to see the spiritual form of Kṛṣṇa. There is 9 materials from which we can carve the Archa Vigraha. He said this stone with some semi-precious stone, and then even from the sand, the gopis, Kumari gopis, they're putting from the sand the Archa Vigraha of Katyayani, and worshipping to her, and Kṛṣṇa came and satisfied them. So even from the sand, and I saw myself on the bank of Yamuna, one Baba living, I don't know if he's there or not, once we went to his island there. And they're doing this some worship of Lord Shiva, of some form of Lord Shiva. From the sand, he did the form of Lord Shiva, very nicely. Very pakka, nice form. It's very good. I was saying, how is this Baba doing so quickly and very nicely? He make very nice and put something, this. It was excellent. They worshipped to him. They gave a lot of fruits. So many fruits was there. So many boats came with fruits. He put fruits, make the prasad, and then distributed the prasad. And after that, he himself destroys and put to the water, the sand from which he did the Lord Shiva. He destroyed himself and put into. I was very much surprised. You see? So we have to see God. To see God requires qualification. Our qualification, our personal qualification. Kṛṣṇa ready to appear in front of us, but for that we need qualification of a devotee. And in Kali Yuga, he's not giving very high standard. This is the lowest standard in Kali Yuga. Just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And nature, this nature, material nature, is developed due to presence of Kṛṣṇa. But just now, there